Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Monday. We are live August 12th. And before we get into this, did you watch the game yesterday? It was a nail biter for me. We were flying back from Chicago from the You Belong Foundation's events, the Page Awards. Big shout out to Wendy and James Barnes. Great event. I had a blast in seeing it. I can't wait to be back next year. I hear it's August 9th next year. But yeah, Alan and I were on the flight watching the game. The ladies won by 1 point. Oh my goodness. I felt like they were my kids. And I'm sitting in the audience going, my baby, my baby. Okay. Yes. Basketball love. Now, back to the show. We are live today. And you know what? Speaking of sports, I got a woman that's going to be our guest today that went from the Super Bowl to the Olympics. Who am I talking about? Yeah, that's right. Havilah Malone is in the house. What's happening, Havilah?
Hello. I'm doing fantastic and glad to
Yeah,
be here
why
with
wouldn't
you
you
as
be
always.
fantastic? Why wouldn't you be? I mean, I look up at the Super Bowl because you know I'm a sports nut and you're like one of my kids. And I look up at the Super Bowl and there you go, a dancing potato. And I'm like, wait a second. Then I look again and I have been a Budweiser, the whole Clydesdale, they make the football games, right? And there you are. I'm like, she's in not one but two Super Bowl, commercials. Actually, three if you count the fact that you did Pluto twice. And then I'm watching the Olympics, and there is my child again. I'm like, you need to tell people, especially older people like myself, that if you're watching the Olympics, you may see me go by because, what's going on with you, woman? Super Bowl to the Olympics, the biggest stage in the world. What does it feel like to see your face go by in commercials on these amazing platforms?
It's so exciting. It was so funny because even the other day I was sitting there in the midst of doing something and the TV was playing, and then I hear my voice and I was just like, I look up and I'm like, wait. So it's even talk about warning somebody else. I even need to warn myself sometimes. But it's exciting. It's like to see the thing that you have done, the work that you've put in, and to be able to see it on that big screen, knowing that other people are able to enjoy what creativity has come out of you. So, and speaking of creativity, even the people who are listening right now, like there's something inside of you that you are looking to bring out into the world, to make real, to be able to share with others. And we want to be able to like encourage each other and cheer each other on and support each other. So thank you so much for creating these platforms and stages, and always like, cheering me on in this process of growing.
Absolutely. You stuck with me. You stuck with me. That's just the way it is. You're stuck with me. You got a second parent. I'm gonna be right there, with the Kleenex box, my baby, my baby. Because you're one of my kids now. You're one of my kids. And it's just, I'm so proud of you. Let me just say that. You and I have shared a few stages. You were honored last year. I want to ask you about that. But this year you're co-hosting. We'll talk about that as well. But we've shared a few stages. We've seen each other in various amazing events like Secret Knock and things like that. And you've been doing amazing work for most of your life. I mean, like you got in college when you were like in kindergarten or something. It's like, your mom like, no, you're not going. You're too young. But what drives you? What makes you go, yeah, I can do Super Bowl. Of course, I can follow that up with the Olympics. What drives you to go, yes, I can, when so many people say, oh, no, I can't. I can't even go do the college fair because I'm afraid somebody may not like my book. What drives you?
You see this on every single post I ever put up. You see this everywhere that I am associated with. You'll see this hashtag, be proof of what's possible. Be proof of what's possible. And so that insatiable desire that I have, my obsession with possibility, knowing that if that thing comes up as a thought in my mind, as a desire in my heart, that means that it's possible. I may not know how to do it. I may not even know where to start, but I know that it's possible. And just that alone has some type of fire that gets ignited inside of me that's like, okay, let's find out. Let's figure it out. And how dare you tell me I can't? Watch me. So there's just this drive to, in particular, in this particular iteration of life, in this lifetime, specifically, to leave it on E, to leave it
Ooh,
expended, everything that was in me, every dream, every goal, every desire, everything, to leave it all on the table and have done it all. So I can close my eyes and be like, I'm done.
that's amazing. Leave it on E. You know I'm gonna turn that into a t-shirt. Let me just put that out there. I will give you credit and make sure you get your royalties. But leave it on E is amazing. And I'm sitting here, you just taught me something. And because I've heard Denzel Washington say so many times, you cannot take it, you don't see a hearse with a U-Haul behind it. You can't take it with you. And I always took that to mean physical possessions or money. I never thought about it as dreams and goals and until you just said that. It's like, wow, you can't take that with you either. And
Mhm.
that's wow. That makes me just sit back and go, okay, I'm not doing enough. I got to keep moving. What the heck am I doing? Because I'm not thinking about the goals and the dreams that I need to get those done too. And since I'm 60, I've only got about another 50 or 60 years to get this done. Anyway, so getting back to the point, you are an award-winning author. My grandchildren have your book. They were so excited. First signed book from an author. They like feel like they superstars, like they in it. So you're an award-winning author. You're doing commercials. You're an actor in films, but you're not just an actor. You're also now producing. I believe you're directing. And then a little birdie told me you want a telly. What?
Yes.
I don't even have a telly. You want a telly? Tell me about that.
Yes, for a Pacific Source commercial that I was a part of. And it was such an amazing experience because I remember going into that or getting that audition and reading the material and having a totally different perspective and spin on it. And I was just like, I feel, and this is the value of doing what you feel called to, doing what feels authentically right within yourself. And so I felt like the way I wanted to approach this material may not be the traditional way of approaching it, but I felt so strongly about it. And I remember, sending off this audition and then getting a call back. And I remember sitting in the room and listening to the people who were going before me, and they were playing it very like comedic. And you could hear the laughter, like the laughter in the room was so loud and palpable. And I questioned myself or second guessed myself for a moment. I was like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't, because I went in and I did it like very serious. Like I was like traumatized, serious.
She
And,
said
and
traumatized.
I'm listening to these people like, do it comedically and they're laughing so hard. And I'm just like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this. And I was like, no, own you, own your choices, just like do you. And I remember going into the room and delivering it in the way that I felt called to. And there, you could not hear a pin drop. Like you could hear a pin drop. Like it was so quiet
Wow.
and so the air was so thick, and even the director was kind of like, whoa, okay, that was intense. And so I'm just like, oh crap. I was like, oh well, at least I did what I
So
wanted
much for
to
that.
do. And then come to find out, so not only do I book it, but when I get to set, it shared with me that they never even had the vision of doing it this way or going that deeply with it. And that set the tone and shifted the direction of where they were going with that particular ad. And then as a
Wow.
part of that, we ended up winning a telly. And so I really feel honored, to be a part of that campaign and to just have been true to what I felt called to do in that moment. And it paid off.
That's amazing. And that's one thing I have to say. as my mother used to say, you're comfortable in your own shoes. You don't walk in a room and adjust to the room. I've literally watched the room adjust to you when you walk in the door. And it's like, that's just power. You're one of those people, when you come in, you feel it. And it's like, okay, who's here? You turn around, oh, my kid's here. Okay, that explains it. It's like the vibe just changed. But I'm going to ask you to do something for me, because I know there's somebody in Wisconsin or Florida or maybe, India, Hong Kong, that is watching this right now. And their dream is to do a commercial, or to be, to just get a call back, or to be an actor and an extra in a film. What's it like? Can you take us through the steps of the audition? What's it like to get called for an audition? How do you even do that? Get on the list to get called to be to audition for something. Can you explain that real quick for me?
Yeah, certainly. And so
Okay.
there's a couple ways to go about doing that. One, there are some major sites that are in place to be able to have audition opportunities for you to be able to submit yourself, or if you have representation, you have an agent. So I have an agent, and they submit me for projects that align for me, for my talent, for the type of projects that I want to work on and be a part of. And so first, it's submitting yourself. So putting yourself out there and having the materials that are necessary, the headshot, the resume, the reel, if necessary, to submit yourself. And so once you've submitted yourself, and a lot of the major acting sites or Actors Access, especially for film and television, casting networks for television and commercials, Casting Frontier is also a big one. And so finding the one that aligns with what you're looking to do, or even utilizing all of them. So submitting yourself. Now, once you get an audition invitation, which means a casting director has seen your materials, they feel like you may be a good fit and they want to see you for that particular audition, then you will get an audition invitation. That is already a win. Because out of thousands of people who submit in, for you to be considered to even submit for consideration is a win. So see that as what it is. So then you get the materials of what the request is, and it'll tell you the camera angles, what the dialogue is, what the actions are, what the project is, and you follow those instructions, and you submit your materials on time for that audition. And then that goes back to the casting director. They will have whatever the specified time period is to review those materials. And if they feel like, and then they will take the best of the best, and then they submit that over to the director. So then they will then say, hey, out of all of these, say 100 invitations we sent out, we want to see 35 of these people back. And so then you get a callback invitation. That callback can be in person. That callback could be via Zoom. So there, because of technology, we operate in a lot of different ways now. So then that callback is now, hey, we want to see you again because we're trying to narrow it down to our one. And then in that callback, you will be asked to do the same thing that you did in the audition. And then the director would be working with you to give you some adjustments based off of what they're looking for, or just to see your range. Sometimes even when you're given direction or given things to do, it doesn't mean that you did something wrong. It just means, hey, I want to see what else you could do. And so again, understanding that as a part of the process. And so once you've done with the callback, thank you so much, you go your separate ways. And then within a few days, typically you would then, if they say, hey, these are a part of our like top 3 or our top 2 that we want to potentially work with for this commercial, you may get an avail notice. So that is just rechecking your availability to make sure, and almost putting you on hold for that project. And then from that, you would get a booking notice. So they say, hey, you are the one. Come on in. Is this offer still look good for you? You do your negotiations with the offer, and then, accept that booking notification, and boom. Then the next phase of the process starts.
Good grief. I had no idea. Okay, so I got to ask you. You're in the Super Bowl ad, right? You're also the dancing potato twice. How many people do you think in a range, just submitted for the opportunity for one of those? I mean, it's Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
So how many do you think submitted?
thousands upon thousands.
Thousands.
Yeah.
See,
I'll tell
I'm getting teary here because my kid beat out thousands. Okay. And
you.
then you turn around and you get the Olympic commercial. You're talking probably tens of thousands. It's the biggest stage in the world. You know, I, I'm so proud of you, girl. We could just stop here. It's all right. It was great seeing you. I just want to send you a virtual hug. You're amazing.
Thank
You
you so
know, if I haven't told you lately, you are absolutely amazing. Hey, Jess, absolutely amazing. And now spoken word. As if you weren't doing everything else, I'm sitting here going, well, what's next? And you're like, oh, well, next week my spoken word. Excuse me. So now spoken word. Even Michelle Moras was like, our other co-host. She's like, did you hear Havilah has an album? I said, yeah, she's doing spoken word. She went, excuse me. Tell me about that. Have you always been a spoken word artist, or is this something new for you?
It's so interesting. I've always, even from youth, I can remember in middle school being a writer and writing in poetic ways, but I did not see value in it. I just saw it as an expression or a way for me to express myself when I was feeling something or when I was trying to understand something and putting it down into words. And so now it's so wild coming almost like 180 now in my adulthood that the things that I have written, and yes, like I'm a 3-time best-selling author, but to write in this particular way and for it to be writings that have been downloaded through me, that this vessel has been used to be able to share empowering messages. And when I got the vision for taking those writings or taking the writings that I have done over the years, some more recent, some, one as old as 1999, from a piece that I had created, and marrying that powerful message with healing music, with empowering frequencies of sound that can bring my voice and bring that message to people in a way that can truly touch their lives. And it was just like, wow, when that vision came to me of like, put this into a spoken word album, I was like, okay, I received the assignment and I'm gonna get on it. And this process has been so rewarding. It's been scary, like expanding and being vulnerable in this way, because a lot of this material I have shared in my close circles, that I've shared in other pockets of people, but to put it out on such a big stage in the world in this way is new. And so I'm walking into the unknown, and there's something exciting about that and there's something scary about it, but it's necessary. It's a part of my mission here on earth, and so it's happening.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. One, where do they get it? Is it out yet? And two, are you going to share a piece of it during the Now in the Power of Pink this year?
Yes. And so the first single from the new album will be releasing towards the end of this month. And then every a couple weeks, a new single will be released until the entire album is released. And so, yes, if you are in attendance at the Power of Pink Summit, you will be able to experience one of the singles live.
That's amazing. And speaking of which, you were artist of the last year, and you and Sandra Falk. We had 2 artists of the year last year. It was amazing. But for you, it was so cool because we're doing this fashion show and we have this longer break than we thought between the outfits, right? And I look and I'm like, the one person who's always ready to go is Havilah. I'm like, go do something. You're like, what? I don't know, but go do something. And you took the stage. How are you always, it says, what does Zig Ziglar say?
Like,
Be up all the time and on when you need to be.
oh
You are
yes,
the epitome of that.
ready, so you don't have to get ready. Look.
Yeah, stay ready so you have to get ready. What was that like? Because we got amazing photos. If you go to the nowhonors.com, you'll see that picture we captured. And that's her on stage with no prompts, just go, taking over the stage and filling in for us while the models got changed. You're
Mm.
amazing. What is it like to be ready like that?
You know what? It's like I get the opportunity to turn my light on brighter. And I see it as an opportunity to just be me. And that's why I think it's time for us to step into an age of a stage in our life of unshakable confidence, of truly unapologetic authenticity and confidence, that when we are asked to do something on the spot, we're asked to, show up for others or show up for ourselves, that we rise to the occasion as opposed to contracting in a place of fear. And so I saw the need, I saw that there was something that was needed. And once you called up on me, it was like, okay, like, let's go, like, let's do this. I don't know what the heck this is about to be, but I'm gonna just trust. And that is, I think, so important for us to learn to just trust that we have everything we need already inside of us to be able to show up at our highest and greatest potential and give ourselves the opportunity to just do it.
I am so, like I said, I've said many times today, I'm so proud of you. And I'm super proud that you're one of the co hosts this year. It was an amazing honor to honor you last year. I can't wait to watch you pass that forward in October. But between you and Michelle Moroz, y'all are gonna burn down the house. I'm gonna go sit in the stage and upstage and watch you guys from there because y'all don't need me. I don't need to be out there. It's going to be amazing. What are you looking forward to for this year's Now and Power of Pink?
I'm so looking forward to the communion of coming together with such powerful, like-minded, accomplished women who are just like killing it in every area of their lives in business, and being in that energy, like being able to literally receive and give, to receive and give, because we can so often either be isolated in our own creative bubble, in our own world, or surrounded by, because we have to interact with people, in our day-to-day life, with people who think, at levels that are not the level that we want to accomplish at. So to be in a room with people who think bigger than you, who think to a
Yeah.
whole nother level, like, I'm so excited about that.
Yeah, that room, it was my room when we first opened the doors 3 years ago, and this is our fourth. It was my room when the first second. The minute the women came in, forget about it. It was the family's room. And the energy just went up and up and up. And every year you can feel it. You can feel the hum in the building, in the garage. You're coming in, it's like, oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. This must be what it feels like to be on a winning team,
Mm,
and know you're about to go out there and just have a blast, because you never know. You have people that are just getting started, women that have never spoke before, and they're standing on that stage. And there's legends in the audience going, take your time. Take your time. You can do it. You're going out there and just standing next to somebody and saying, we got you. It's okay. Let's go. It is such an amazing feeling. I cannot wait to share the stage with you. I know one thing, I'm going to cut you out the wheel if you don't tell me you're going to be on a major stage in a commercial and I see you go by again. I'm just saying,
so
have some respect for the elderly and let us know the hot, as my mother used to say, the hot. But you are
funny.
amazing. I can't wait to share this stage and many others with you. Thank you for hanging out with us today. And who knows, maybe Oscars soon. I would love it. Warn me
Girl,
ahead of time.
I'm looking forward to my EGOT. I am looking forward to it. Yes.
And I know it's coming. And I know it's coming. You're absolutely amazing. I can't wait. Hey, there's Sherry Armstrong. It's another sister. She's coming. I cannot wait.
This is
Awesome.
women supporting women. Women
Yes.
supporting women. I love it.
Yeah, this is going to be amazing. You're the best, and congratulations on all your success. And I know it's just getting started. It is just getting. How do you just get started with the Super Bowl and the Olympics? Girl, bye. You're amazing.
Thank you so much. Love you, love you, love you.
Love you too. Thanks for hanging out with me.
My
All right,
pleasure.
everybody. I had a blast on this interview. I hope you did too. And if you want to get in touch with Havilah, if you've got the Oscar-winning project, you want her on your stage in Broadway, the best way to do it, go to Tigo Direct and type in Havilah. She'll reach out back to you. Send her a message. Say, hey, I saw you in 100 Day. I promise you, she'll reach right back out. She's absolutely amazing. Come and share the stage with us October 3rd through the 5th at the Brendan Theaters inside the Palms Hotel and Casino. See, Alan's right on time. Isn't that beautiful? I cannot wait. All right. I am Tigo, and I'll talk to you. Yeah, you guessed it. Tomorrow. Have a great day.